Da-da, 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 da-da. Welcome to Dynamite Detectives!
We're so excited that you're with us at the start of this week for our very important investigation.
But before we begin, it'd be probably a good idea to introduce ourselves. My name is Dylan, but you can call me Detective Dungarees.
And my name is Faye, but you can call me Detective Flower. We're inviting you to be a team of junior detectives this week to join in with our investigation. Now, if you want to be a junior detective, you're going to have to think of your own detective name. But perhaps, Detective Dungarees, some of our friends at home might not even know what a detective is. Do you think you could help them out?
Yeah, well, you see, detectives are people who find clues and hints in order to solve a mystery.
Yes.
Just like this morning, I found some crumbs in my dungarees, and that solved the mystery of the missing cake.
I wondered where that had got to. Well, we have a different, more important mystery that needs to be solved this week. So, we need to know, do you think that you could make it as one of our junior detectives? Do you think you're very good at kind of solving clues and looking closely at details? Do you think you could help us solve this mystery? Are you up for it, junior detectives?
Oh, I'm not sure if they stand up to the challenge, Detective Flowers.
No.
Are you sure you're ready to be junior detectives? Can you let us know?
Oh, I could hear them that time. Okay, we have a team. Detective Stern and Detective Joy, who are making sure this investigation happens this week, are going to be so glad to hear you want to be involved. You're going to meet them in a few minutes.
Ooh. But before then, why don't you think of a detective name for yourself?
Yes.
It could be anything you want it to be, but a good way to start might be to find the first letter of your name and then find an exciting word that starts with the same letter. Just like for me, my first name is Dylan, so I picked Detective Dungarees. Or Faye, she picked the name Detective Flower. And then when you've chosen your detective name, you can write it at the top of your map that's got all your evidence on. Oh, very good.
Yes, and you might want to find also your own detective outfit. Maybe you need some special glasses, a magnifying glass, a hat, maybe even a disguise. And if you put that outfit together, we'd love to see a picture of it. So ask your parents if they can send it on the Facebook group, or you can send it to our Holiday Club email address. We would love to see your pictures of you guys dressed as junior detectives.
I can't wait to see them all. I bet they're going to be fantastic.
Me too. Well, I'm so excited to get started this morning, Detective Dungarees. It's really important that you're helping us out and getting involved. Make sure you're not just watching the action, but getting involved. One of the best things you can do to get involved this morning is to sing the songs and do all of the actions with them.
Oh, yes. And all my favourite songs involve lots of moving around. I think you might need to do a little bit of practice now, just to make sure that we're all ready.
I think so.
Jump up, have a little stretch, and let's go for it. So, the important actions are, we need to reach up as high as we can. And then? We're going to touch all the way to the floor. Can we do that? Then, we need to do some big stomping on the ground. Very good.
The last one.
Yeah?
We're going to turn all the way around. Show us your biggest twirl. Wow.
Great twirls. Well done, everyone. That's amazing. I think we're going to be great when we do those songs a little bit later.
Well, now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. We're going to head over to detective headquarters to meet our lead detectives and find out all about this mystery.
Morning, boss.
I'm never going to get you to call me by my proper title, am I?
What do you need, Holmes?
Well, two things. First of all, a new case. And secondly, you might not like this one as much.
Well, what's the case this time? Bank heist? Coffee gun walkabouts? I've solved that one. Mysterious messages appearing all over Durham?
The good news is you've actually got a choice of cases. However, we finally got a new partner for you. She's quite enthusiastic, to say the least.
Oh, another one.
Good morning, everyone. How are we all doing? Morning, Agent Holmes. Morning, Detective Stern. I'm so excited to get started. I've brought extra donuts and everything. Now, my name is Joy Fuller, but you can call me Joy. Oh, is that coffee? Can I have one? Is there any spare?
We seem to be out of coffee. Another case solved by Detective Stern.
Great. You've now met Detectives Joyfiller and Stern. You'll make a great team. Here are your cases, and I'll be off.
Oh, well, make yourself useful. Have a look at these cases and tell me what they're about.
Okay, so we've got solved the case of the missing coffee.
Yeah, I got that one.
Solved the case of the curious hats.
Easy one, that.
Solved the case of the missing neighbour.
I used his cat to find him.
Solved the mysterious locked room.
I found the key. It was the caretaker's closet. It was supposed to be locked. You do realise you were looking through the wrong files. Those ones were all solved by me, without the help.
That is so brilliant. I'm sure you're amazing at what you do, and I cannot wait to be extra helpful, and then we can solve even more cases, and I'll learn loads and...
Okay. No need to make a big song and dance about it.
Singing and dancing. I love singing and dancing. What a great idea. Right, stand up then, everyone. That's right. Stretch, and let's go.
It's time for us to sing now, so jump up off the ground. We're going to do some actions. Faye and Dylan are going to do the actions for us. If you've been to Holiday Club before, you might recognise this song. It's called My Lighthouse, and it's a song all about Jesus. In my wrestling and in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In my questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, you're shining in the darkness. I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, and I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore. I won't fear what tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and sing. 'Cause my God's love will see me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh my lighthouse, you're shining in the darkness, and I will follow you. Oh my lighthouse, and I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. You're my lighthouse, you're shining in the darkness, and I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, and I will trust the promise. You will carry me. Oh, my lighthouse, you're shining in the darkness, and I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, and I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore. Ooh, amen.
That was so much fun. You could really get the hang of it, you know.
It's that file you need to get. I don't have time for dancing.
Right. I mean, everyone has time for singing and dancing. And are you sure you weren't dancing there? Okay. First case. The missing biscuits.
Someone ate them. Boring. Next.
Man missing from a store?
Any more details?
Oh. Man is short for mannequin.
Not important enough then. Next.
So we've got a missing man in his 30s.
Actual man this time?
It seems so. No mention of mannequins here.
How long's he been missing?
A day.
Well, he's an adult, so give it a bit more time, who cares?
This is the last case. You know, I think I've heard of this guy. He was being guarded when he went missing.
They didn't do a very good job then.
He was in a sealed, secure location.
Clearly not that secure.
Oh, and he was already dead.
How can we be sure he was actually dead?
Well, a whole bunch of soldiers made sure. He was crucified at a place called Golgotha.
Sealed room. Guards. Missing body. We'll take this one. What have we got to go on?
There's a testimony from one of the women, Mary, who found the body was missing just 3 days after he was buried.
Let's see it then. Oh, there we go.
I think I will remember that day for the rest of my life. It was the day straight after the Sabbath. Me and a couple of friends had gone down to Jesus' tomb with spices to put on his body. I remember I had barely slept. We were completely consumed with grief. None of us could comprehend the fact that this Jesus, this wonderful man who we had come to know and love, was dead. We could barely bear to think that we would never see him again, that we would never speak with him again. Each one of us had had our lives completely transformed by Jesus. And so when we came to the tomb and we saw that it was empty, in our grief, we just couldn't understand. Where was Jesus' body? Had someone taken it away? What had they done with it? I remember Joanna, one of my friends, completely breaking down. But then, suddenly, two men appeared. Well, to be honest, they didn't look like ordinary men. They were dazzlingly bright. They were dressed in clothes which were whiter than white. And when they looked at us, it was as if they knew us. And they spoke and they said to us, and I will remember these words for the rest of my life. They said to us, "Why are you looking for the living amongst the dead? Jesus is not here. He is risen." But we were confused and we didn't understand what they were saying. And so they reminded us that Jesus, when he was still with us, had said that he would be crucified, but 3 days later he would rise again. And then we remembered and we were overjoyed. Does this mean that Jesus is alive? We ran to the rest of the disciples, to the 11. We found them and we told them everything that we had seen and heard. But they didn't believe us. And I remember Peter, after we had told this to them, Peter ran to Jesus' tomb and he looked at the empty tomb and he saw Jesus' grave clothes and he wondered to himself, could it be true? Could it be true that Jesus is alive?
Okay, well, she sounded nuts. I think if he died at Golgotha, we should start there. Please mark it on. And then he was buried in that tomb there. Now, yeah, that's right. You'll need to connect the two. Then we'll see how he progressed from place to place, which shouldn't really happen after he's been buried. That seems to be the case.
To be honest, she did seem really sure of herself, though.
Yes. Well, if we're taking the case, we better check the crime scene. Get some solid evidence.
It's awfully warm here.
Amateur.
So there's a massive stone to block the doorway. That tomb, really empty. This is definitely the place.
Could just be some random empty tomb. Though I'm pretty sure you're right, this is the place. Can we be sure he was ever actually here?
Look, he was wrapped
No, don't touch
in
it!
this.
Evidence!
Okay, sorry.
You don't touch the evidence with your hands, Joy. Fingerprints!
Right. Okay, right, sorry. I got a bit carried away.
I suppose we could still get most of that tested. Can you tell if this tomb was ever closed?
There's this big stone here, and this big groove here.
Go on then. Okay. So, let's say it was shut in here. Could the women have just rolled away that stone just to kick up a fuss?
Well, women can be strong, I'll have you know.
I don't think anyone could do that on their own. No. How big is it?
It's the length from the middle to the edge.
Well, once it was wheeled down into that groove there, I don't see how just a couple of people could have lifted it back out again.
Well, it definitely would have been tricky. Weren't there supposed to be guards to, like, stop that kind of thing? The case file did mention something about Romans who were supposed to put some soldiers here.
Better look round and see if we can find any evidence they actually did it. Maybe you could get the junior detectives to help look for fingerprints or footprints but I think footprints probably.
Good idea. They should have all that they need in their activity pack. Well, I think this has been an amazing start to our investigation. I think it's time for a song and a dance.
Oh, again?
Yeah, it's time for us to sing again, and this song has loads of really good action. So we're gonna reach up high, we're gonna touch the ground, we're gonna stomp our feet, and we're gonna turn around. Are you ready? I reach up high, I touch the ground, I stomp my feet, and I turn around. I've got to praise the Lord. Jump and dance with all my might. I might look funny, but that's alright. I've got to praise the Lord. I'll do anything just for my God. 'Cause He's done everything for me. Doesn't matter who is the king on. Jesus is the person that I want to believe. I reach up high, I touch the ground, I stomp my feet and I turn around. I've got to praise the Lord. I jump and dance with all my might. I might look funny, but that's alright. I've got to praise the Lord. May my whole life be a song of praise, to worship God in every way. yourselves a clap.
Well, it looks like it was sealed, and the juniors are off checking out for the footprints. Looks like that's all we can do for now. Strange case this Jesus fellow turned out to be.
I can't wait to find out what our junior detectives discover. I don't think I'll be able to sleep in excitement for tomorrow.
Good job we're out of coffee then. Get going. I've got some thinking to do.
Wow, those two detectives are quite a funny pair. What do you think of them?
It is a very exciting investigation, you know. A man that had died now has disappeared, and some people suspect he's alive again.
It is so exciting indeed. Oh, I know that at Easter we often hear the story about how Jesus died on a cross.
Yeah.
But it'd be incredible if our investigation discovered that now he's alive again.
I don't know if you've heard of Jesus, perhaps at school or maybe in a book. I often hear the stories about when Jesus healed people or when he did some amazing miracles or he taught some really great stories. But there's this really sad story that he died on a cross. But this investigation sounds like there might be a more exciting ending.
Well, that's what that investigation at the tomb was all about. He was definitely buried there, but now his body isn't there anymore. There were supposed to be Roman soldiers guarding the tomb, but now they're nowhere to be found either. Do you think he could help us find out whether they were really there?
Well, today's challenge, as Detective Stern and Joy said, it's all about footprint finding. Your outdoor activity for today is to go on a walk, make sure you go with a grown-up, and see if you can find any footprints out and about. Perhaps in some mud or on a footpath. And when you find them, investigate them. What kind of shoe was that person wearing when you look at the prints? How big were their feet? Maybe you could take a tape measure. Or maybe it was just an animal footprint. You might want to take a picture so you've got some evidence.
Then it's time to collect your evidence. See, every day this week as a junior detective, you're going to need to attach all your evidence to your map here. Today's location is the tomb. Your evidence is going to be a footprint. It's up to you how you add it. You could draw around someone's foot. You could paint your own foot and print that on. Or you could print out a photo, something like this, and stick it on.
Now, today's craft is a detective one. You're going to take that picture of the tomb scene and add in this special torch that highlights part of your picture and helps you investigate the scene. It's very exciting.
Oh, that's absolutely amazing. And all these things, all that you need for your investigation today is your top secret day one detective pack. Some of you will already have yours delivered. Others might need to keep watch for a top secret delivery later today.
And in your pack, you'll find a letter explaining all of these things. You'll find your map that Detective Dungarees has already shown you, and the clues and everything you need for today's craft. So have a good look through, but make sure you keep those other envelopes closed for the other days of the week. Today is only day one, so only open day one envelope.
Very good. Yeah, they're top secret. We don't want to open them early.
Right, well, I think we better crack on with the investigation. Good luck with your work for today, and we look forward to seeing your results tomorrow.
Bye everyone. Good luck. Da-da, 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 da-da.